morning. Little Bob Marley this morning. Good morning to you. Let me turn that down. I was just getting, I don't know why, that doesn't get me motivated for the morning. It gets me more relaxed thinking it's weekend. Welcome to this Wednesday. And there's a question that I get asked often. I mean, pretty much every single day. Connecting with hundreds and hundreds of people. We're reaching out, messaging through posts, comments, so forth on our free Facebook group. If you've not joined our free Facebook group, you want to head on over to that. It's called Bulletproof Fit Christians Over 40. Scoot on over there. You can just search up groups. You can ask me for an invite. I'll welcome you in with open arms. We have about 2,300 people in there right now. It is awesome, amazing community of like-minded people on a similar path to get the weight off, to get healthy, getting back in shape, whatever that looks like. Get your groove, get your mojo back. One of the things I get asked on a regular basis is, Mark, it's got to be expensive. I know like personal trainers, like a good personal trainer is expensive. How much is a coach like yourself, somebody that's been, clearly you're getting results. You have a proven track record of success. I see, you're getting results. You're sharing testimonies, success stories. You've been doing this for a long time. I've heard you're pricey. So how much does it really cost to work with you? How much does it really cost to work with a qualified coach, a qualified weight loss coach with a proven track record of success? Even somebody like myself, and I'm not the only one. So I'm going to talk in terms of very few in the industry. And I say very few while there's lots of good coaches, really highly skilled, highly qualified coaches compared to what's out there in the market. In fact, now, unlike I've ever seen in the 26 years of my personal experience working in personal training and fitness and group fitness and gyms and corporate setting and private setting and everything in between, I've never seen so many coaches now out in the marketplace and even online because of this past year where trainers and coaches and, somebody would have some success, they'd lose a bunch of weight and then they call themselves a coach. They call themselves an expert because they were able to lose weight themselves. Of course, there's lots of those types of options for you. But the one thing that you might want to know is how expensive is it? How much does it really cost to work? How much does it really cost to work with somebody like you? And it's really kind of a loaded question because there's a lot that goes into that. It really all depends on what you need. It's the same thing I share with anybody asking. The cost as far as what my services entail really depends on what you exactly need. Now, I don't have a slew of services. In fact, there's really only one way in, and it's to actually see if you're a good fit. The most important thing before even talking about your investment in yourself, right, and in a highly qualified coach is to know whether or not you're a good fit. And the easiest way to do that is to actually jump on a call with me or one of my team members to do just that. If you're struggling and you're overweight and you're out of shape and you've been kind of jumping up and down on diet plans and you've struggled and maybe it's cost you a lot. In fact, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But truly, to be completely transparent here, while I'm definitely not the cheapest out there, I can tell you that if you're the right fit for me, I'm going to give you exactly a roadmap of what it's going to take to get you to the place you want regarding your goals and give you a time frame of how long that's going to take, and then I'll be able to answer that question. But here's the point to this. Here's the absolute point to this message for you this morning. Because if you are inquiring, if you want to know, if you think, I don't know if I could ever afford to work with a guy like Mark, I want to ask you this very, very important question, and I want to get to it. How much is it costing you not to work with somebody like me? Now, again, I've said I'm not the only coach. In fact, I'm excited because tomorrow I get to do a little presentation, about 10 to 15 minutes long, to over 300, I think, that are registered, almost 300 people that are in the fitness industry space. Coaches, trainers, people who are looking to get in the online industry. My coach, Vince Damani, is actually doing a live It's a master class, more so we do trainings on a monthly basis. And it's a mastermind group. So we typically have done those live, but because of just this craziness in the world, we're doing it virtual. And I'm going to be amongst some of the best and most successful coaches. And I'm just saying this out of even respect for all my coaches, is the question you should ask before even thinking or considering hiring a coach is to really do a deep dive into how much is it costing you not to work with a highly qualified coach. And I can tell you from personal experience, when I was struggling in my business and my fitness and my relationships, it was costing me a lot. And I want to share with you, because I actually just was brainstorming this morning and I wrote it down. I have a list of 20 things and I'm going to go over real quick, literally just rapid fire. Here's a list of the things that people have achieved working with, I know not just me, but just to share with you personal experience of people that chose to invest in themselves and me as their coach and the things that they've achieved. And I want to share this with you in terms of what it might be costing you, because these 20 things that I'm going to rattle off right now are all things that people achieved by pulling the trigger, by actually investing in themselves, by investing in a highly qualified coach who's helping them, somebody that's been through it, that's done it, not just with themselves. You think, oh, well, Mark, there's this guy's like $29.99 and he got in great shape and he had a transformation. And I was like, okay, well, how long has he been doing it for? How many success stories does he have? Is it just a side gig? Chances are it's probably not what he lives, eats, and breathes, like myself and like a handful of other high qualified coaches. But I want to share with you, how much really is it costing you? That's my question to you. And as I share these 20 things, these are all things that might be costing you that aren't to a lot of my students now who came to me with these goals in mind that it was costing them before. So let's go right through. I'm going to run it down. It might be costing you the fear of putting yourself at a high risk for things like crazy killer viruses. I'm not going to name it, but something that we've dealt with this past year, and one of the highest risk factors is being overweight. So that's number one. Number two, is it costing you your ability to do a cartwheel for your daughter? Is it costing you your ability to get off of pain pills? Is it costing you not being able to ditch your blood pressure medicine and stay at a high risk for things like heart attack, death? Okay. Number five, is it costing you your ability to fit into a normal size kayak? Now, listen, these are literally things that my students have achieved. They've gotten off of blood pressure medicine. They've gotten off of pain pills. They've been able to do cartwheels for their daughters, things like that. Let's run through. So just want to put this frame of reference, and maybe one of these, maybe more than a few of these are resonating with you. And when you're thinking about the cost of what it might require for you out of your bank account, out of your hard-earned money, think about, why are you earning money in the first place? To make sure your life is taken care of, right? That should be one of the big things. So number six, is it costing you your ability to go ziplining with your family on family vacation, right? I've had more than a couple who said things like that, and they said, went away on a family vacation and we had it all lined up to go ziplining, and we had to cancel the trip because I was over the weight limit and I wasn't able to go, and I felt really terrible. Now, I say that to you, that I'm not here to make you feel terrible, but again, it could be costing you those kind of moments, right? So it could be costing you your ability to go for a 10-mile bike ride around the neighborhood with your son. It could be costing you your ability to get naked in front of your spouse, in front of your husband. Typically, guys, we don't have a hard time getting naked, no matter what kind of roles that we have on our belly. But women, for the majority of who are listening to me right now, has that been something? Are you, is it costing you your ability to get naked in front of your husband, who, is to death do his part, hopefully, right? Is it costing you, with this in mind, ladies, is it costing you your ability to fit into that little black dress that's been sitting in the back of your closet with the tag still on it for the past 5 years? I know that. I hear that's happening. And I've heard that. And I've been able to help people through that with the right instruction, with the right solution. There's a difference between losing weight. Anybody can lose weight pretty much doing anything. You can go on any crash diet, all that kind of stuff. But do you want to lose it and be able to wear that black dress more than just one weekend? That's something that, again, it could be costing you that. So that could be one of the things. Is it costing you your ability? Think about this. Is it costing you your ability to look in the mirror when you get ready for work in the morning? Because you can't bear the thought of looking at how you've let yourself go for the last maybe 10 years, maybe 2 decades, right? Is it costing you your ability to do 10 real push-ups? Like, that could be something. Maybe you just like, I want to be strong. I want to be able to do things like push-ups. Is it costing you that? Is it costing you your ability? Don't worry, we're almost there. We got about 8 left. Is it costing you your ability to get down on the ground and play with your grandchildren? One of the things now, my kids are still, we're like in between seasons. They're like going off to college. One is, and the other is, in high school still. And we're not there anytime soon. Hopefully, praise God. Please pray for me. But when that time comes, do you think I want to be the grandparent that can't get down on the ground and play with his grandchildren? If I do, if God blesses our family with grandchildren at some point, I know I talk to many grandparents, and that's one of their driving forces for investing in themselves, for actually saying, you know what? It's not pricey at all. It's actually inexpensive considering the value of what can be achieved when you have the right coach in your corner to help you succeed. Right? Doesn't that make sense? So here we go. We got a couple more. Is it costing you your ability to feel just comfortable in your own skin? Like, that's something. When's the last time you've been comfortable in your own skin? You have to wear your skin 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is it costing you that? There's nothing more exciting to hear when one of my students says, Mark, I can actually truthfully say that I feel comfortable in my own skin. I have not only the confidence, but I feel that the hard work I've been putting in is paying off, and I feel amazing. When's the last time you've felt amazing in your own skin? So let's go. We got a couple more here. Is it costing you your ability to have the kind of energy you need just to get through the day so that you can still have energy for your family at the end of a hard day, right? Is that resonating with anybody? If it's resonating, please let me know. There's no judgment here. Let me know if this resonates with you, okay? Is it costing you? We're going on, what's it costing you not to work with a qualified coach like me? Now, again, I'm not the only one out there, but I could be the exact thing you need, and you're still sitting on the freaking fence waiting for timing to be perfect. So, and is it costing you not just, energy in your day to have energy for your family at the end of the long day? How about these next few things? Is it costing you your ability to have a healthy relationship with food? Do you think still that food is good and bad? Do you think that you're bad when you eat ice cream or when you maybe indulge in a couple of glasses of wine? Last night, my wife and I had an amazing dinner out. It was delicious. We had a couple glasses of wine. We had dessert. It was absolutely an amazing evening to celebrate our 19th anniversary. We went for a walk on the beach. We saw the sunset. It was beautiful. Is that costing you feeling because you don't feel like you can even enjoy a good meal out with your spouse because you're going to feel guilty about indulging in maybe a little bit of dessert or an extra glass of wine, right? Is it costing you your ability to maybe run again or run your first ever 5K? I know for some that are competitive, maybe you were competitive back when you were younger, and now you're older and your body is just not even, you don't even have the ability to walk a 5K yet. So is it costing you because is that something that you desire? Do you want to run a 5K? Maybe you want to run a marathon. Maybe that was one of your bucket list goals, to run a marathon, and you've let yourself go so far that now it's costing you ever hopes of ever running a marathon for whatever reason. So is it costing you your ability to never have to consider weight loss surgery? Can I share with you one of the things that I think I'm going to be battling more and more over the years with people? Because it's like, why work with a coach like you or spend money when I can just let my insurance, for those of you who have good insurance, just remember what happened years and years and years ago. Partly why I got out of physical therapy is people abuse the medical healthcare system because they just failed to take care of themselves. And guess what? I guarantee you over time, things like weight loss surgery, although there's going to be a lot of people that are going to probably rely on those, I'm telling you right now, my wife works in GI. I have a handful of people who've been able to lose weight, and I've talked to a lot of people who know a lot of people who've done that weight loss surgery. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nobody should do it, but I'll tell you what, people are just relying on that. Is it costing you your ability, or your ability to never have to consider weight loss surgery? The reality is, even if a surgeon was to staple your stomach, put a band around the amount of food that you could eat, and you were able to lose 100 pounds, you still have to change what's up here in your mindset if you want to keep the weight off, because that weight can come back on, contrary to what you may or may not think. So if you got 100, 150, 200 pounds that you need to lose, and you're just like, screw it, if push comes to shove, I'll just get that surgery. I'll just go to the bariatric surgeon and have them just take care of it and do the easy thing to do, the lazy thing to do. It ain't going to make you healthier. I don't care what you're going to say. I'll go to the grave with this. Just because you have something stapled around your stomach or around your body's ability to eat a certain amount of food, you still have to change your mindset, right? Here's the thing. Is it costing you? I got two more. Is it costing you your ability? And these are the two probably biggest ones. Is it costing you your ability to have more years in your life? Think about that. Now, I'm not saying that you want to maybe live to 100 or something, but I would imagine you want to live a long life, right? The reality is, longevity is something of value to all of us. I want to live as long as I possibly can. I don't want to lose my mind in the process, and I'm thinking I might, knowing how this world is going right now, right? But is it costing you your ability to have more years in your life? The reality is your lack of care for yourself, or maybe even not willing to invest a few dollars in a coach, right? Why is it so easy to invest in your house and put a $50,000 kitchen in, or buy a nice car for yourself, right? Versus actually to invest a little bit of money in yourself, so that you can add more years to your life, so that you can enjoy things like your home and vacations and all that stuff that you save money for, right? So that's 19, and really number 20 is, as I say, 19 being, is it costing your ability to have more years in your life? Number 20 is it costing you your ability to have more life in your years, right? Think about this. Maybe things are okay, but maybe deep down in your mind, things could be I'm not even close to maximizing my full potential, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, all those things, right? And I know the big factor is that I'm just not physically well. I'm not physically taking good care of myself. I don't have nearly the energy that I want to get through the day. Mark, how do you have all that energy? Well, how do the people, just don't look at the coaches out there. Look at the people that you're inspired by who are 10 years older than you. Take a good look at somebody. If you're like me, 48 years old, take a look at somebody who's 58 years old. Take a look at them. Take a look at how they live. Take a look maybe on their spiritual level, on their financial level, on their physical level, right? Take a look. I'm going to see what's attractive to what you maybe want to see happen. You have the same ability too, right? You have to decide though what you want most, right? And what you want most is, well, we all do. We all want the quick fix, but I can tell you this, is the big question shouldn't be, when it comes to hiring a coach, an experienced coach like myself, how much is it going to cost? I would love for you, and let's reframe it, please, for the sake of you, not me. I got plenty of people I'm working with. I'm just looking for more success stories. That's the point I'm at. Doing this 26 years, I don't need another client who can necessarily afford me. I want a client who wants to become a success story, right? Who wants to achieve some of the things that I just rattled off on this list. Now, again, the most important one out of all these 20 things is number 20. And asking you right now, my question to you is how much is it costing you not to work with me? How much is it costing you in the life that you're living, and how much life you have left in the years you have left? That's the question I'm going to leave with you today, is how much longer do you want to be struggling, you feel stuck, or feel like you're not you're not comfortable in your own skin. You're not able to get undressed in front of your spouse. You're not able to do fun things with your family. Maybe you're not even able to take family pictures. It's a holiday weekend. It's graduation for families and things like that. And maybe you even want to put on a nice, my wife looked so amazing last night, and she put on this dress that she just got, and she's so humble. And I'll tell you what, she looked like, she looked better than she did on her wedding day last night. And I know it's like, oh, it's easy for you to say, blah, blah, blah. She's worked hard for it. She's invested in herself. And that's something, again, that is just, it's something to be proud about. It's okay to be proud about that. And I sure am as her husband, which has been amazing. So yeah, the question for you, and I'm going to leave you with this, is not so much how much is, Mark, it's pricey to work with me. No, it's not. It's actually quite cheap, considering the alternative cost for you, the alternative price that you're going to have to pay when you don't succeed on your weight loss journey, when you don't get on a healthier path. It could be costing you the 20 things that I rattled off, and feel free to go back through and listen to them again. And maybe think about it, write it down, a few of those, and say, you know what? He's right. I'm not right on everything, but I'll tell you what, this is something that I have over almost 30 years of experience doing, right? Getting close to 30 years of experience. The last thing I'd want for you who are listening, who are still stuck, sitting on the fence, deciding whether or not I should work with Mark or see if I'm a good fit for his program, and is still hesitating to get on a call. What the hell are you waiting for? Time is running out. You're getting older. It's only going to get harder, right? Can I get an amen there? Here's what you need to do. I'm going to drop the link down below in the comments. And all that is very simple. You click on it, you ask, or you answer. There's a couple of questions that I want to ask you just so I can get to know you a little bit better. And then from there, you'll get directed to my calendar where you or one of my team members, because the calls right now, they're not just with me, just so you know. For the most part, I've taken them, but as we're growing and the business is growing, I need help. So I have help from my team who also take calls to see if, first off, to find out where you're at, where you're struggling, to see if you would be a good fit, and then to talk about how we would get you out of being unstuck. So how you can get out of all these things that may be costing you your life, right? That costing you your life and all the things that you want to do in your life. So that's all I'm going to say. And here's the last thing, one last thing. There's a difference between the people who are succeeding. Now, whether we're working with a coach or not, there's a difference between the people who are succeeding on their weight loss journey and not. And it's these two words. People that say, I can't do this. I can't do this, right? Right. So people that say I can't just means that they can't maybe by themselves. Maybe they've tried before and they failed. It's the difference between that. And then there's people that just won't. So now if you just won't, then this message isn't for you. If you just won't do it, right? If you just won't lose the weight, you won't get healthy, you won't exercise, you won't get the help that you need, that's fine. That's your prerogative, right? But if there's a few of you that are listening right now, maybe you're that one that's listening right now, you say, I just can't do it right now. And I'm not talking about working with you. I just can't lose the weight right now. I'm really struggling. I'm stuck. You're the person I'm looking for. If you're over 40, if you've been struggling on a weight loss battle, if you have no time in your day, if you're stuck, a busy schedule, busy life, family, maybe your businesses are running. Now, if you're sitting home and now this is not to knock it, but if you're sitting home and you're broke and you're not working and you are down on your luck, I'm going to pray for you. But I'm going to tell you this right now. My program isn't honestly, for people who don't have any money at all. Like, I don't do this for charity. It's something I do for my livelihood. But with that, if you are the right fit, if you do qualify, if you are able to invest in yourself, because this is a program that you do have to invest. Yes, there is an investment. There is a financial investment. You get skin in the game, but then I bring into the game exactly what you need if you're the right fit so that you can succeed. And not only can I help you gain some more life left in your years left in your life, or any of those other goals that we talked out of the 20 that maybe is constraining you right now. So again, that's it. The question to leave is, how much is it costing you not to work with me? That's my question for you today. Take care. God bless.